are, but he's a very big, powerful man.
Absolutely, yeah, moving in that tiny little boat weighing 14 kilos.
Well, that's right. It's a real balancing act of skill and power.
Absolutely.
So let's focus on the start of the next race, the lightweight men's double sculls. Denmark, the world record holders, but the Olympic champions, Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter, who are not here from Great Britain. Memorable race on that Olympic course in Beijing. As we run through the start lineup, two Italian boats in this, Italy 2, Sacchini and Boboni out in lane 1. And next to them, two French doubles, one of the two French doubles, Maxime Gosset and Stani Delayer. Now we go across to the two favourite combinations in the centre lanes, Doug Vander and Cameron Sylvester. And that very distinctive yellow headband. Next to them, the real form double in this, Elia Luini in the stroke seat, Marcello Miani from Italy. And then the new British double, Rob Williams in the bow seat, Paul Matic from the Beijing 4, lightweight 4 last year in lane 5. And then in lane 6 on the outside, another French double, France 2, Brice Menet and Pierre-Etienne Paulet. So all the boats lined up on the start. That red distinctive boat of Canada, I think, will stand out. Most of the other crews seem to be using Filippi's, just running down absolutely white boats from the Italian designer as we wait for the start.
Yeah, and again we see the French with two double sculls in this race. A little bit of that dirty washing in public, but let's see what happens. Obviously there's only one boat for the lightweight double scull can qualify. They all want to be in it, so we've got two Italians and we've got two French as we get a good start away here in the men's light double scull.
Well, you guys talking about the French double, as we see the Italian favourites there, Elia Luini and Marcello Miani. Beijing agonising fourth place result. They've come out again top of the Italian pile, so I don't doubt that they will actually win this and probably be the Italian double in this Olympic event.
Yeah, the crew in lane 4, they were the double in 2006, 2007, as you say, agonisingly fourth in Beijing. They were in control of the semi-final here, but not getting it their own way here. The French double, the first French double in lane 1, going away to the first lead.
Well, it's interesting, these French doubles, because actually the fastest French double a race here in men's lightweight singles. Fred Dufour won the French lightweight trials and he beat Azou. Dufour didn't make the final of lightweight singles yesterday. Azou finished 6th, but it was actually won by another famous lightweight double sculler medalist, the Greek Vasilios Polymeros, who dominated, and of course he won the Olympic silver in this event last year. So one or two of them coming out, and I guess Britain's Zach Purchase, the Olympic champion, he will also, when he recovers from injury, probably
look to strengthen the British double.
Yeah, go head-to-head with Polymeros. No, he'll be in the single.
He'll
go head-to-head with Polymeros, yeah.
As he did in 2006.
Yeah, so the quality in this event is slightly lower than you would expect from sort of this tight event, even in the year after the Olympics.
We've got the Canadians leading off. They were 12th in the Olympic Games last year. Again, they led the other semi. Another crew coached by Mike Spracklin.
Yeah, it's one difference from that crew. Cameron Sylvester, who in the stroke seat of that Canadian double, is again, as we look at the Italians, second place, that very famous style of Elia Luini. Absolutely brilliant. I saw them have a fantastic race against Purchase and Cusack in Poznan last year, and they just headed the British to the last 200 metres. But, well, Mike Spracklin's magic working in the men's lightweights, Greg.
Yeah, it looks like it. There's a distinctive Spracklin style about it. There's a good bit of body lean towards the back end of the stroke and gets all the body weight working. I think it's great in this kind of mild, gentle headwind to keep the boat moving along. And they've got a good swing going along there at 35 strokes per minute.
Well, you know, I mean, Cameron Sylvester in the Olympic Games, he was 12th place in the double, and he rode in that double with John Sassy, but Doug Vander has come in now to make up the crew, and whether it's him that's made the difference or it's just a difference in standard, but you know, that's a quality performance, because the British do think a lot of their double. Robert Williams from London Rowing Club, he won the the trials just ahead of Paul Matic from the men's 4 came into the singles, and I guess it's a competition to see who can partner Zach Purchase, but the British double showed well in the semi-finals and they're not in the running yet, so you know this is a quality performance from the Canadians.
Yeah, you don't normally see a spread like this on the field. Let's see how things look as they go through the 1,000. 2 doubles getting away and leaving the other 4 behind like that. It's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, well, you know, I would take the British to come through for a bronze medal, but that's a long way in a tailwind, isn't it? I mean, you're always thinking in a tailwind that, you know, once you're out in that distance.
You're right, yeah. But that's a big distance in these conditions. Or in any conditions, it's a big distance.
Yeah, beg my pardon there. I think the wind swung round. It's now a headwind, so perhaps it's not such a big distance after all. You can see the water ruffling. In fact, we have felt some breeze here in the commentary position, and I think there's maybe a weather front coming over, but the nice conditions have actually changed into sort of more demanding or slower headwind conditions. So perhaps
it's certainly a holding breeze, I think, and it's gathered through the day.
Yeah.
Still nothing to really bother the competitors in terms of technical skills. I think it's more just going to make the races drawn out slightly longer as the Italians push back on the Canadians. See him taking a little look there to the left. You say Cameron Silvestre, experienced campaigner. Will he have experience? Will he be able to respond to the push that's coming on now from the Italians, who look like they've taken the lead?
I think Luini's the class athlete in this field, really. He's very experienced. There's a lot of medals behind him. It'll be hard for the Canadians to hold on to that. And we talked before about new people coming in. Of course, in the British double, Rob Williams was another spare at the Olympics last year, trying to make the step up from spare into a very tough event. Interesting to see how they do in the closing stages.
Yeah, Luini actually lives in Varese, where it's just where the British team spend a lot of their time training, and of course, you know, he is absolutely, as Simon said, a complete class athlete, and I do like the way that Italian double have just sort of held the Canadian push and moved through in that third 500.
They have done, haven't they? And we've got the second French pair coming up on the near side as well, looking like they're going to trouble the Canadians if they're unable to keep up that pace, which their Sprackland style can be hard to maintain, and particularly in headwind conditions like this. Yeah,
well, I just wonder what's up with the British double, because they did sort of look as if they were going to be sort of second place here. I don't think that'll be a very good result for them if they don't medal here, certainly not on the sort of times of the heats and semi, but it's not over yet. I mean, those 2 French doubles, I guess, will go into a lightweight men's quad later in the season.
Well, who knows whether they're competing for the Olympic berth and want to get themselves established in the Olympic double. Hard to know, really.
Yeah, Luini's looking very dominant there. You mentioned he trains at Varese. The Swiss were training there quite recently, and he turned up and the water was unrowable, and everyone was about to go home, and he says 5 minutes, went to change, and by the time he come back the lake was flat. So the man clearly has a bit of help from upstairs.
Well, he doesn't need it today. He's just easing his way past the Canadians, isn't he, getting into clear water.
I think he's just lost his hat as well, actually.
That shows how strong the wind is.
The headwind of yours, Martin, is blowing.
And the French still heading the British double. I mean, we can see the competition out here. The camera's just panned onto it now. You can see it. There's the French in third place, just trying to sprint to get back on the Canadians. The British aren't going to medal in this event, which will be a turn up for them with 7 golds already today. But the magic Elia Luini with his partner Marcello Miani look unruffled as they head the last few metres before the line. Slow time today in these conditions, 6:59.15. Canada, that's a great result for them, second. France 2, Brice Menet, Pierre-Etienne Paulet take third, and the British disappointed in 4th place.
Yeah, big gaps those for the lightweight double scull. I guess the headwind is going to have an impact on it and spread the field.
Yeah, it's interesting. What do you think about having these 2 boat entries at the World Cup and doing their selection of the World Cup? It's a very different system, and they've got the 2 Italian 4s coming later in the lightweight 4s. We've had 2 French doubles and 2 Italian doubles and 3 doubles in the men's heavyweights.
It does show signs of a bit of not knowing your best crew lineup before you come to it, doesn't it? It shows you're not quite sure of the way things have gone. You would hope perhaps through the winter period and the early closed trials you would have been able to sort things out, but maybe there's something about the pressure of performing at this level and you want to see how people really go when it matters.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that the British had a similar sort of system where different clubs would put crews together and race each other, and the winning crew would go.